PJ from Game Gumbo. I've got my guest here, Eric Slauson, game designer. We're talking some of the spicy games he's created. Steve, check this one out. You got any questions about tattoo stories?
Well, let's hear what he's got to say first, because I know the questions are going to come.
Eric, you've got some explaining to do on this one.
Sure, yeah. So Tattoo Stories was my first big release. It came out like a month or so after Nerdword Science. This is a party game where you're working in a tattoo parlor, and customers come in and they know what they like, but they don't know what they want their tattoo to look like. So basically, every round there's a customer. They draw 10 cards from a deck of just random elements, chains or fire or pirate stuff or magnets or whatever. And so they draw 10, pick 5, and say, go. And you have 3 minutes to design a tattoo on your dry erase board that incorporates all 5 of those elements into one cohesive design. And then you pitch it to the customer. There's a couple twists to this as a drawing game. One, you're awarded points based on your pitch, the concept behind your idea. So you can win with stick figures and just writing funny captions or whatever. So there's if you're really great at drawing, you can let it go. You don't have to, handicap yourself just for everybody else's benefit, because you still have to do a good pitch. So that's one thing. The other thing is that those 5 cards are given out as individual points for who used that element the best. So who had the most creative idea for how to incorporate chains, who had the most creative ice cream, who had the most creative Mexican food or whatever. Really interactive during the drawing time. If you've ever been to a tattoo parlor, usually there's some banter going on between the artist and the person getting tattooed. You want to keep their mind off the pain. So during the drawing time, you're encouraged to improvise with the customer and ask them questions. So if there's a card that says cake, you're like, okay, well, what's your favorite kind of cake? Or if it's 80s TV show, it's okay, well, give me something. Which one? There's a bunch. So there's this improv game you play as the customer. So really, really fun time. Works great over Zoom with only one person having the game. Plays up to 7 people with the stuff in the box, 3 to 7. With 4 to 6, we found being the ideal. But you could definitely play with more than 7 also if people have iPads or paper or whatever. But that's Tattoo Stories.
Seeing a comment from Dion in the chat saying that getting Tattoo Stories and his game Design Eye together, they would be amazing friends.
Yes.
There's some similarity there where there's drawing, but it's not just drawing, because you don't want the best artist to go off to the races. There needs to be some other reward for other creativity in it. Sounds interesting.
Yeah. Steve, did you see Marshall's comment?
I did, yeah. And I was wondering if there is that snake oil or apples to apples, but now with ink.
So I love snake oil. I love But Wait, There's More. Those are definitely influences. Things like Once Upon a Time as well, that storytelling aspect. But I wanted to, one of my main goals, and it's one of the things I always say, is that it was a game for everybody on the art spectrum. If you're terrible at drawing, you still have the pitch that you can do.
Yes.
And when you throw it around to people, and people laugh, it's not at you. You're not making your team lose, in Pictionary or something like that. And if you're an amazing artist, you can really create this work of art in 3 minutes, and you flip it around, and it's this mini exhibition. Everybody's like, whoa, and you get to showcase this talent. And people, it's one of my favorite games to demo at conventions, because people don't know the creative power that they have. And people come up to the booth and they're like, oh, I'm going to suck at this. I'm going to be really bad. And 3 minutes later, they turn their tattoo around and 4 or 5 people immediately start laughing. And they're like, oh my gosh, that was such a good idea. And how did you think of that? And everybody praises everybody else and laughs at each other's jokes and creativity. And most people walk away with a copy, or at least like a smile, and which is one of my main goals, was getting people comfortable creating, sharing something they've made, which is
in a
always
safe
hard.
way where people aren't going to get embarrassed. And that's one of the things, it sounds like what's attracting me to this, Steve, is that I'm not an artist. One of the reasons I like Draw Your Own Conclusions by Jay Cormier is that I don't have to be an artist. He tells me just draw triangles, and I can draw a triangle, or just draw a circle. This one is not like that, but I like the fact that it's more about the marriage of the art and the creativity. Because, man, I've played some drawing games, and the person that's the best artist, none of us are even really playing. We're all just watching what she or he does. And that doesn't sound like in this one. If I'm a creative person, I've got just as good a chance to win.
Yep.
This is from Bicycle. They're breaking into the hobby industry here.
Yeah, so mine was one of the first 3 games that they released as a board game company, which is like very cool to be a part of this 130-year-old company.
They've got Will Wheaton as a spokesperson.
I know, which is amazing. That's very cool. So I'm curious if he's played Tattoo Stories and what his thoughts are. I'm assuming he has as the as the brand ambassador, but.